Hello, beautiful. Today's message is a very, very different message from my usual postings, especially from yesterday's message, which was, by comparison, extremely light and vibrant. Well, I ended up having a very difficult day. Somebody sent me an email rather, a really, really ugly email under the guise of checking in on me, and it triggered me into realizing that I'm not okay. In a way, I should be thanking them, even though what they sent was actually the opposite of what they meant to do, which was to check in on me and make sure I was okay, but they ended up triggering me into feeling the worst I've ever felt. But I needed it, in truth. I needed it because I'm not prioritizing my own well-being. I would never post something like this if it weren't important. And I would never ask for help if it weren't important. But I'm not doing okay. I wrote a letter. I thought about reading it. But I think I'm just going to speak from the heart. It's Mental Health Awareness Month. And I've been wanting to get on here and post anyway. I didn't expect it to be from this perspective of somebody drowning, but that is what it is. I'm drowning in my isolation. The thing is, everything else is going pretty well, but I am just so damn isolated. And it's starting to wear me down. It's 4 years of extreme isolation. It's starting to make me unrecognizable to myself. Internally, I'm always strong enough to help other people no matter how much I'm going through. That's the sad truth. I can, even if I was drowning in a literal way in the water, I can still talk someone out of a horrible situation because it's just the way that I'm made. So I've been able to show up for you guys every day. That's been authentic, okay? But what I haven't been doing is showing up for myself in the ways that I guess are really needed. I show up for myself every day. That's like my whole job, but we need humans in our lives. We need hugs. We need our own emotional support if we are the ones supporting everyone else. My desire is to speak to Mental Health Awareness Month, I guess first, because there is this idea that I'm actually being guided to read a channeled message, okay? Wow. I didn't expect to post at all. Here it is. This is a rough draft, okay? Are we not allowed to feel things? Are we not allowed to just freak out sometimes? Life is heartbreaking, is it not? Does it not tear at you and wear you down? When our hearts are breaking, we must give our grief a voice. Give ourselves permission to just be human and grieve, to be moved, to feel pain. Let's make it acceptable to not be okay all of the time. You don't need to explain yourself. Your feelings are valid. Human hearts break. That's just how we're made. I wanted to share that tomorrow for Mental Health Awareness Month, but what I'm realizing is I needed to share it today. And I needed, most importantly, to share that I'm not doing okay. And I'm so used to holding it together for everyone else. I don't know how to ask for help because I've never been in the kind of position to receive help. I've never surrounded myself with the kind of people that can hold space for me in the way that I hold space for them. And it's wearing me down to a point where I've started to feel a familiar sensation of recognizing that it is scarier to be alive than it would be to not be alive. And I don't say this lightly. And I don't say it for any other purpose than to explain where I'm coming from right now. I will do everything I can in my power any day of the week to help you pull yourself out of the darkness, because I don't want anyone to talk themselves out of this life. But I have to admit that I have come back to a place where all the projections from my collective, all the ugliness I see, and the beauty helps, and all the positive messages help, but the ugliness is getting to me, and the isolation is getting to me, and the lack of hugs is probably getting to me more than anything. We need to give ourselves permission to feel things again, to be human, to freak out sometimes and not have to explain ourselves to anyone. This paradigm of living in a box and pretending we're fine until we're not, and then we are gone. We left this earth and nobody understands why. People do that because this earth is not meant. Or let me rephrase that. This society is not meant for people's emotions. We're not allowed to feel things. We're not allowed to be expansive. We're not allowed to grieve publicly. And I know all this needs to change because it's killing us. Literally. People are ending their lives because they don't feel like they have a voice. They can't give their grief a voice. Well, I'm here to give your grief a voice by giving my grief a voice. And I don't care about the backlash. When it becomes more scary to be alive than it is scary to be dead, it's like you don't have anything to lose. I'm at a place now where I don't really give a shit what other people think, but I really do need to tell everyone that grief is okay, because there are people out there grieving right now, in my collective especially. We need to give our grief a voice, and we need to honor ourselves and our needs, and we need to ask for help. I know it's hard. It's so hard. I am part of breaking down this paradigm of holding it all together and being this perfect model. I'm not. That's what I'm saying. I've never been. And the ugly message that somebody sent me was basically just shining a light on all the ways that I've been expanding and changing for the better. All the expansion and change I've been doing is real, and it's mine, and I'm proud of it. If other people want to look in on it and assume that I'm losing my mind, then that's okay with me. Those people don't need to be in my life. I'm here to pave a new path toward a more holistic way of living, where we don't all have to pretend that we're fine when we're not fine, and that we can just be emotional, be human, be heartbroken, and even lose it a little bit. The thing is, the reason why we're losing it is because we're trying to hold it together. We live in a society where we have to hold it together. This is me not holding it together. This is me giving you permission not to hold it together. And that doesn't mean I'm giving you permission to end your life, okay? What I'm saying is, the reason why people are driven to that, I believe, in this moment, and the reason why I felt driven to that yesterday, because I visited that concept a lot yesterday. The reason is because I don't feel like we have a voice here. We don't know that we're safe here. And a beautiful butterfly is flying by right now. A monarch. If we repave this whole system to make room for this kind of emotion and this kind of grief and make it publicly acceptable, I don't think we would feel driven to those ends. Because the worst thing you can do when somebody is struggling is make them feel crazy. Push them to the edge even further. That's what that person did, using triggering words that I think they knew were going to set me off. And ultimately, I think Spirit needed me to hear those words, even if they were horrible, and even if that person is not allowed in my space anymore. It did trigger me in an important way. I have to acknowledge that. I want to share with you what I'm sharing with you because I need a break. I need a break from this work. I need a break from always being on top of everybody else and helping them and nurturing them and caring for them and not really having anybody there to do the same for me. And the help that I'm asking for is really hard. And I had told Spirit that I was never going to ask for help in this way again because it's so humiliating for me. I hate it. But I need a break. And in order to take a break, I need your help. My rent is due in a week and a half, and it's the most expensive rent I've had in a long time. I have $600 in the bank. My intention was to let Spirit take care of me. But I'm realizing that in order for Spirit to take care of me, I have to take care of myself. I haven't been worrying about money. I've been trying to focus on the work. But in order for me to take this break, I need help from you, the viewers that value my content. Even kind words would go a long way right now, but donations would be extremely appreciated, as would future bookings. I'm not going to take a break forever, but I need a few weeks off, at least from posting content, at least from thinking about work. And if I decide to hop on between now and then, that's because I feel like I have a surplus of energy to give. But until then, your donations, any future bookings that you could make on 11/11 on my timer. Thank you, Spirit. If you're interested in working with me, but you've been putting it off, if you were able to pay in advance and secure a spot for when I'm rested, you would be giving me the space to take care of myself right now and not worry about how I'm gonna survive on top of everything else. But mostly I really want you guys to know that it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to grieve. It's okay to fall apart sometimes. It's okay that you're still learning how to take care of yourself. It's okay that you're learning that you can't do everything alone. And for those of you that have been doing everything alone since you were a little kid, this is for you. It's not sustainable. We can't do it all alone. You will hit a wall. And before you know it, you will be slipping and sliding down a very dark slope to a place where it's hard to get out of. And as a person who's already been there once, I never thought I would go back again. I'm really, I guess, disappointed in myself. I'm trying to have compassion because I care for myself in so many ways every day, but there are no other humans around me, and that is ultimately why I am tanking so bad right now. We are not an island. We're not meant to be. We need to surround ourselves with people that can nurture us too. We have to stop trying to save everybody and save ourselves. And I'm trying to save myself right now. If I go on this path unchecked, I don't believe that I'm going to stay here. And that's the scary truth that I didn't think I would ever have to think about again. I want to apologize to anybody who feels triggered by this message. But I also know that there are people that really need to hear this. In closing, I'm going to take a break from posting so I can focus on filling my cup in ways I haven't had filled in a long time. Making some soul connections, finding some friends and community members, helping. It's just really just integrating back into the world in some way. I've been resisting it hard. And the more I resist it, the worse it gets. I thought I was just taking a break since I moved here. I thought I was just acclimating, but what I was really doing is digging myself in a hole of isolation and getting way too comfortable there. So this is me pulling myself out, sharing it publicly, which is not fun. If anybody thinks that I enjoy this, they're sorely mistaken. Being a victim, sharing my heartache publicly, asking for help, these are 3 of my least favorite things. But I do it. I do it for you. I do it for my path. I do it for myself. I do it for everyone that needs to know that it's okay to grieve. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to not always have the answers. It's okay to drown sometimes. But the most important thing is that you need to recognize it and pull yourself out. So I'm going to put all the links for donations for future bookings in the comments and in the description box. But either way, I'll see you in a few days or weeks, depending on how much time I need to heal and find a new way of expressing my humanity with other humans. Okay? Please don't worry about me. I am much stronger than I realize. I will persevere. Okay? This is me persevering. Okay.